working in the spirit of the Golden Empire. This is 17 News at Sunrise.
Waiting for results. Thousands of passengers on board a cruise ship off the coast of Monterey being tested for coronavirus. What it means for the people on the ship and why it isn't allowed to come to California.
A wild pursuit in Southern California ends with sparks and gunfire. The dramatic chase coming up.
Controversial and costly, the high-speed rail project's coming to Kern County, and it could be here sooner than many thought. When the project's set to break ground in Bakersfield still ahead. This is Friday, March 6th, 2020. Good morning. Great to have you with us. I'm Maddie Jansen alongside Alex Fisher, and we made it to the end of the work week.
It is finally Friday, everyone, and we're taking a look at your forecast because we've got one more day of really nice weather before we start to see things change later this weekend, right, Kev?
Yeah, we will see a little bit of a change today heading into the weekend, and we're also going to be talking about rain. But yesterday, it was nice. 85 degrees. I'll tell you, I cleaned the barbecue, put some burgers on the grill. It was a great evening, and we were definitely above our normal of 67 degrees. And look at the record. It was 86, and that was set back in 1929. We were so close to matching that record, but just 1 degree off. And you can see a few clouds are pushing through the area, so we'll call for partly cloudy skies today. 52 degrees on the temperature right now. No winds to talk about. We'll start out in those 50s, and then this afternoon, upper 70s, lower 80s around the area. And then for the mountains, Tehachapi, you're at 39 right now. You have a light wind out of the east at 6. As we take a look at the day, upper 30s to start, and then 60s as we progress into the afternoon. I am looking at a dry forecast for the weekend, but a bigger storm could bring a pretty good amount of rain our way heading into next week. I've got the details on that coming up in just a little bit. Alex?
All right, thanks so much, Kevin. Taking a look at your morning commute, and here's a look at the 99 at Airport Drive. And as you can see, it's looking pretty clear on that side of town. Now, we do have one car fire being reported on the I-5 near Grapevine Road. This is going to be the west escape ramp. So just keep that in mind if you're going out that way. Again, this just happened within the last 10 minutes or so details are limited at this time. We will keep you updated, though, throughout the morning if that becomes too much of an issue. Also, there's a crash being reported on Stockdale Highway near the 43, so keep that in mind as well. And we do not know if there are any injuries involved here, but CHP is on scene and trying to get that car towed away. We will have another check of your commute coming up in about 15 minutes. An update now on the coronavirus this morning. In the Bay Area, test results are expected for people aboard the Grand Princess cruise ship. That is the cruise ship currently docked off the coast of San Francisco. Governor Newsom made the decision to keep the ship at bay until passengers and crew could get tested. This comes after California saw its first coronavirus death earlier this week. The person that died traveled to Mexico on the Grand Princess within the last month. Right now, there are more than 3,500 people on the ship. Yesterday, test kits were dropped off by helicopter to people on the ship, where about 45 people are showing symptoms. Those results are expected later today. This morning in the United States, there are 228 confirmed cases of the coronavirus. Washington State has the most with 70 cases, followed by California with 49. We'll have a full update on the spread of the virus here in the U.S. and internationally coming up later this morning on 17 News at Sunrise.
Still no arrests this morning after a mass shooting in Tulare that left one man dead and 5 others, including a 7-year-old girl, wounded. The shooting happened around 10 o'clock Wednesday night at a family gathering outside a home on Tulare Avenue. Police say the gunman ran up to the crowd and opened fire. One man, 23-year-old Demetrius Perry Jones, was killed. 5 others, including the young girl, were wounded. She's in critical condition. Tulare police officers were on scene and they were shaken by the tragedy.
It really strikes home to us. Many of us have children that age, and whenever a child is a victim of a violent crime, it all affects us. It affects our officers, it affects the first responders, along with the family members that are there.
So far, no description of the shooter, and police say it may be gang-related. Officers plan to step up patrols in the area this weekend.
It was a dramatic end to a police chase in Southern California last night. Take a look. This all happened in Palmdale. LA County Sheriff's officials said the driver opened fire on deputies. Along the way, officers say the driver ran over 2 spike strips but kept driving. You can also see the car's hood up at one point. At another point, the sedan appeared to be missing tires and left behind a trail of smoke, and then sparks started flying. When the car stopped, the driver jumped out and played a dangerous game of cat and mouse with cars speeding by on the 5 freeway. It appeared his leg was hit by a car. The man struggled with deputies before being taken into custody. A second person, apparently a passenger in the car, was also detained. Now for an update on the high-speed rail project here in Kern County and the latest proposal showing where the train would pass through.
The route running from Bakersfield to Palmdale has drawn a lot of attention from residents here in the Golden Empire. And as 17's Taylor Schaub explains, it could come sooner than we thought. Taylor?
That's right, Maddie and Alex. Controversial and costly, the proposed bullet train connecting Kern County and Los Angeles would cost taxpayers billions. But what exactly will this plan look like? Well, many here in the Golden Empire got a first-hand look at last night's event. On Thursday, the High Speed Rail Authority held an open house at Edison Middle School in southeast Bakersfield. It was a chance for folks to learn more about the proposal and a new report on the route running from Bakersfield to Palmdale. This is an animation showing where the train, coming up right now, where the train would pass through in Kern County. The report also shows an alternate route and an analysis of how it will impact local communities here in Kern. Still lacking, however, is a full funding commitment that would pay for this section.
We have had, the concerns of the increased cost and the schedule, but we have been successful. Currently where we have 119 miles under construction, we've dispatched over 3,000 workers to the job sites. We are, spending money in the Central Valley, and so we have most definitely helped the economy and also the unemployment rate.
The High Speed Rail Authority plans to hold 3 more open houses and public hearings. They're hoping to break ground on the Bakersfield to Palmdale route sometime this year. And if this does come to fruition this year, it's obviously a major step towards building this route.
We've been hearing about this for years now, more than a decade, closer to 2 decades. So it's really interesting to see that this project is kind of, going into high gear, especially here in Kern County.
Yeah, and here in Kern County is kind of, we are the basis, we are the middle ground between connecting San Francisco and Los Angeles. So
right,
it's a
exactly.
Very important step in this process.
All right, thanks so much, Taylor. It's 5:07 now. Bakersfield police still need help this morning finding a man who's been missing since Tuesday. Take a good look at this picture. 64-year-old Phillip Mojica was last seen at his home on Priscilla Lane. He was wearing a blue shirt and black pants and maybe carrying a cane. He's considered at risk due to medical conditions. If you have information on where he may be, call BPD at 327-7111. And a silver alert remains in effect for a man reported missing out of Ventura County. This is a picture of 84-year-old Cesar Mendoza. He was last seen Sunday in Ojai. The CHP says he may be driving a white Toyota Corolla with the license plate 6UOG932. If you see him, call 911.
The Sheriff's Office needs volunteers for its Activities League. The nonprofit offers after-school programs to hundreds of kids across Kern County. Volunteers can be coaches, mentors, and chaperones for the kids who attend. You can download an application at their website. Here's the link on your screen, kcsal.com. You must be at least 25 years old and pass a background check. And if you're looking for a job, you may be in luck. JobFest returns to Bakersfield next week, and this time around, Amazon will be there. The company will provide information on the positions it has open at its upcoming fulfillment center. JobFest is March 11th at Mechanics Bank Arena, and dozens of local employers will be there. It is a big event that happens every year, and so many people find jobs. They say that every time they hold this event, the idea is that they have just as many job openings as people that come through, so that theoretically there's going to be a job for everyone.
Yeah, and of course Bakersfield is not the only location to have a job fest. They have job fests all over the county, from Mojave to Wasco and up into the Kern River Valley. So just stay tuned, and we will tell you about those events when they happen.
Well, for the last 4 weeks, we told you the stories of remarkable women here in Kern County.
And today's the day we reveal the winner who will get a trip to New York. We'll look back at these leading ladies coming up on Sunrise. We're back here at 5:20. A woman convicted of killing her 3-month-old daughter will spend the next 25 years in prison. Vanessa was found guilty of second-degree murder in November. Her baby was found dead in an apartment on L Street on October 2014. Investigators say the baby had 16 rib fractures and was severely malnourished when she died. This morning, yesterday, a judge sentenced Wolf to 25 years to life in prison. Prosecutor Gina Pearl is calling the sentence a victory.
We're very pleased with the sentence that she received today, the 25 years to life in prison. We believe the jury got the verdict right, and we're very pleased with their hard work, and we feel justice was served today.
Wolf's sentencing had been delayed twice. The baby's father, Eddie Leyva, also faced a jury, but a mistrial was declared in that case. A retrial for Leyva is scheduled for April 20th.
We are less than a week away from the deadline to apply for a seat on the McFarland City Council. The council has had a seat open since Mayor Manuel Cantu resigned. You need to be a registered voter and be a resident of McFarland. If you're interested in applying, write a letter to the city stating why you want to serve. The last day to apply is Thursday, March 12th at noon.
5:22 now. March is Women's History Month, and KGET and Dignity Health have teamed up to honor remarkable women in our community. These women were chosen from dozens of community nominations. The group was narrowed down to the 4 finalists you see on your screen right now. For the last 4 weeks here on Sunrise, we've been sharing their stories. They are Jessica Haro Romero, who runs Tommy's Legacy and Fanny's House Recovery Homes with her husband. Sharon Bush, who's currently working on a capital campaign to build a new wing at Mercy Southwest Hospital and has had a hand in starting some of the most recognizable charitable events around Kern County over the last 50 years. Arlena Ninian, the sister of the late David Marcus, who created the David Marcus Thumbs Up Scholarship Foundation in his memory, and volunteers with Honor Flight. And Trinidad Jacobo, who started the Delano chapter of Helping One Woman, which has donated more than $90,000 over the past 8 years to local women. Keep watching, because this morning at 6:45, we're going to reveal our winner live here on Sunrise. She will get a trip to New York to attend a special taping of the Mel Robbins Show. Meantime, you can watch all of the stories we've done on these remarkable women on our website, kget.com.
Happening today, Bakersfield City School District is holding its annual Math Bowl. Elementary and middle school students will have the opportunity to put their math skills to the test. More than 250 students are set to participate in the event. Students will compete by themselves and on teams to get the highest score by solving problems. Participants have been preparing for months to qualify for this event. Again, that's happening this morning at 9:30 at Cato Middle School. Good luck to them. There is no way that I would ever be able to participate in the math bowl. Yeah, my dad is a math teacher, and I didn't get any of his skills.
You failed him.
Yeah.
I
guess so.
I think he's probably pretty proud anyway.
I have no math skills whatsoever.
Really?
I can, if I have a calculator, I can get through it.
Oh, sure,
but, I need that calculator.
Well, good luck to all those kids today. It's 5:24. Still ahead, a convicted killer was put to death in Alabama, but many are furious over it.
More on the controversial case when we come back.
KGET Business Watch is brought to you by Grapevine MSP Technology Services, the Valley's leading IT service provider.
Back at 5:26, with growing awareness of the coronavirus and flu season still in full swing, you're likely taking some extra precautions to avoid the spread of germs. But what about sanitizing your phone? Liz McLaughlin tells us how to disinfect our tech without breaking it.
Wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands.
Simple advice you've probably been hearing more often.
Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth.
Even if you're following suit,
I haven't touched my face in weeks.
Those efforts may be short-sighted if clean hands come in contact with a grimy phone.
What we know about viruses and bacteria in general is that they do live on surfaces.
Some can survive for more than a week. But before you break out the bleach, most newer phones have screens that can be damaged by harsh chemicals. Instead, phone manufacturers suggest wiping it down with a damp cloth.
You could also try one of these inexpensive screen protectors. It covers your screen, so then you could use one of the heavy-duty cleaners without worrying about damage.
There are also portable phone cleaners, such as the Hand Swipe or the Phone Soap Shine.
It's really just a portable spray and cloth in one that you could just pop in your purse.
UV sanitizers like this one from Phone Soap promises to kill 99.9% of germs. It's probably a good idea to avoid touching your phone after contact with shared surfaces, such as handrails, ATMs, or airport security bins.
We really probably need to rethink using our phones in places like this and decontaminating them on a regular basis.
A push to disinfect dirty devices as the coronavirus outbreak continues to spread. Liz McLaughlin, NBC News.
A little tip here. Be sure to turn your phone off before cleaning it and avoid getting moisture in any openings like the charging port. Smartphone manufacturers do not recommend using compressed air products on your phone. When was the last time you cleaned yours? Really?
No,
I wiped everything down this week because I had a cold, on
Right.
Monday, and everyone was looking at me like this.
Yeah.
So I cleaned
Including
my
me.
phone off on Monday, but that's first
Well,
time
they
in a
say,
while.
sometimes they say that your phone it can be dirtier than like the
toilet
seat.
seat, yeah.
And so, and when you realize
And you put that on your face.
You put that on your face, and so, it's just, it can be very dirty. All right, 5:29 now, and coming up the next half hour on Sunrise, $8 billion.
That's how much money is going toward fighting the coronavirus across the country. We'll tell you what else Washington's doing coming up.